Chapter 6. Mr. Worldly Wiseman. Now, as Christian went on his way, he saw a man come through the field to meet him, whose name was Mr. Worldly Wiseman, and he dwelt in the town of carnal policy, which was near that whence Christian came. He had heard some news of Christian, for his flight from the city of destruction had made much noise, and was now the talk far and near. So he said, "How now, good sir, where do you go with such a load on your back?" Christian, "In truth, it is a load, and if you ask me where I go, I must tell you, sir, I must go to the wicket gate in front of me, for there I shall be put in a way to get quit of my load." Worldly Wiseman, "Have you not a wife and babes?" Christian, "Yes, but with this load I do not seem to care for them as I did, and in truth I feel as if I had none." Worldly Wiseman, "Will you hear me if I speak my mind to you?" Christian, "If what you say be good, I will, for I stand much in need of help." Worldly Wiseman, "I would urge you then with all speed to get rid of your load, for you will not be at rest till then." Christian, "That is just what I seek to do, but there is no man in our land who can take it off me." Worldly Wiseman, "Who bade you go this way to be rid of it?" Christian, "One that I took to be a great and true man, his name is Evangelist." Worldly Wiseman, "Hark at what I say, there is no worse way in the world than that which he has sent you, and that you will find if you take him for your guide. In this short time you have met with bad luck, for I see the mud of the slough of despond is on your coat. Hear me, for I have seen more of the world than you. In the way you go, you will meet with pain, woe, thirst, the sword too, in a word, death. Take no heed of what Evangelist tells you." Christian, "Why, sir, this load on my back is worse to me than all those things which you speak of. Nay, I care not what I meet with in the way, if I can but get rid of my load." Worldly Wiseman, "How did you come by it at first?" Christian, "Why, I read this book." Worldly Wiseman, "Like more weak men I know, who aim at things too high for them, you have lost heart, and run in the dark at great risk, to gain you know not what." Christian, "I know what I would gain, it is ease for my load." Worldly Wiseman, "But why will you seek for ease thus, when I could put you in the way to aid it, where there would be no risk, and the cure is at hand?" Christian, "Pray, sir, tell me what that way is." Worldly Wiseman, "Well, in yon town, which you can see from hence, the name of which is Morality, there dwells a man whose name is Legality, a wise man, and a man of some rank, who has skill to help men off with such loads as yours from their backs. I know he has done a great deal for good in that way. Aye, and he has the skill to cure those who, from the loads they bear, are not quite sound in their wits. To him, as I said, you may go and get help. His house is but a mile from this place, and should he not be at home, he has a son whose name is Civility, who can do it just as well as his sire. There, I say, you may go to get rid of your load. I would not have you go back to your old home, but you can send for your wife and babes, and you will find that food there is cheap and good." Now was Christian brought to a stand, but by and by he said, "Sir, which is my way to this good man's house?" Worldly Wiseman, "Do you see that hill?" Christian, "Yes, I do." Worldly Wiseman, "By that hill you must go, and the first house you come to is his." So Christian went out of his way to find Mr. Legality's house to seek for help. But lo, when he had got close up to the hill, it was so steep and high that he had fear lest it should fall on his head. So he stood still, for he knew not what to do. His load, too, was of more weight to him than when he was on the right road. Then came flames of fire out of the hill, that made him quake for fear lest he should be burnt. And now it was a great grief to him that he had lent his ear to worldly wisemen, and it was well that he just then saw Evangelist come to meet him, though at the sight of him he felt a deep blush on his face for shame.